Hello, my sweet sabbatical sisters. How are you? I apologize for the delay. It has been a challenging day in my world, but I'm very happy to see you. I was actually going to postpone us until tomorrow, but I thought, what I really need is to see you. So hi. Not every day is easy for me. I see you too. Thank you. I will tell you that there are times when I don't want to do this anymore. And I love you, and I'm really being real with you. I don't have to be real with you. I could have just canceled tonight. But I don't do that, Just like I don't delete posts in Sabbatical, and I tell the truth. It's just hard for me sometimes. I'm a real person, and the stuff that people say in social, it really hurts me. And there are times I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sorry. I'm human and I'm very strong. Thank you for letting me just be for a minute. I really believe in what we do. I really believe in magic. I really believe that the work that we do is real. I believe in the Holy Spirit, which, whatever you call it, is a very powerful energy that flows through all living things. And as much as I believe in light, I also believe in its opposite, because I've seen it. And it's very hard to, I'm sorry if I look really bad. I kind of don't care. It's very hard to stand up in front of millions of people and profess your beliefs and do what I do. And just anybody can say anything, like there's still some times where I'm still a private person, right? And so I think like, wow, people can really say anything they want, even if it's not true, even if it's mean, even if, it's just to hurt you. Like people can really do that. And I know that, like, I'm not naive, but I'm still human, and it's still a struggle for me. And I want you to know that, you know, I don't willfully go out and sell you things that aren't real or tell you things that aren't true. That's not who I am. And and I really do love you. And I do believe that there is a creator, a source energy that moves through me and moves through you, even in these times, right? There's times where I just feel like a little girl still, you know, it's like, you just can't believe sometimes. And I have little kids, so I'm trying to be this strong role model for them, right? Like, you know, always turn the other cheek and always believe in yourself and always be strong. You know, don't let them get you, and don't let them I don't like to take your class time with this, but I do want to tell you, if you don't like what I teach you and you don't believe in the work that I do, it is time for you to go from this community. If you do believe in the work that we're doing, it's time for you to stay. Moments like these, whether you believe it or not, and I really love you. I see all your comments in the feed. And those of you who are going to be here on Monday, I can't wait to hug you too. I just want you to know I'm a person, you know, and I have feelings. Like, I wonder sometimes when people, you know, come into the shop and they seem all starstruck, you know, it's like, I'm just a person. I'm just a person. And I really reveal myself to you. You know, I show my heart to you. It's on my sleeve. You can have it. Like, I'll give you my heart, right? But just take good care of it. And before you judge, really think that through. You know, when you hurt someone, you're responsible for that. And I take that as seriously when I hurt someone as when someone hurts me. And so, like I said, I could take a break right now and record your class tomorrow. Thank you, Millie, for that. When she speaks to me in Greek, I listen. But I would like to do this ritual. Thank you, Jackie. Mm-hmm. My team's all worried because they don't see me like this. I'm a big bad Leo. I don't sit around and cry. I need to do this ritual tonight. And if you have an hour to stay with me, I would really like it. If you could stay with me. I know we're late. But I need to do it. This is my country. This is my lineage tonight. And I want to hear from them tonight. And that's why I'm telling you that if this wasn't real, I would just go home. You know, like I would say, well, this is a shitty day and I'm going to make myself a drink. And, you know, anyway, I love you. And Emma says it's 1 p.m. in New Zealand, so she's going to hang out with her. I love you guys. I really do. And even though there are times when I feel like I don't want to keep doing this, I do it because I think this is why I'm here. And maybe you know, this would happen today because tonight's important to me and because this is my father who is the most important person in the world to me. I'm so blessed that he's alive. I'm so blessed. You know, my dad is 70. He's going to be 78 this year. I don't have him forever. And this is his lineage tonight. So I'm not going to let what has happened distract me too much. But I really felt the need to just kind of like bare my soul to you today, because the next time something happens, and it does always happen, I just want you to remember, like, behind all that I do is a real person with a heart. You know, I spend so much of my time giving, and it just really hurts when I don't get love back. All right, Kelly Ritchie says, let's do snake medicine together. Are you ready? And look, I don't care. I mean, if we were here together in the room, I would be just sitting here crying in front of you, and you know, maybe you would hug me, and so I would feel better already. I don't have anybody to hug me right now, but I feel your hugs through the screen. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. Today was hard, but I'm trying to show up to my life in the way that, with my kombucha in hand, the way that I tell my kids to show up, which is you keep showing up because you're strong. I know I would hug you too. After our ugly cry, I would hug you. It was hard today. Tomorrow will be a better day. That's always what I tell my kids, you know, when they get bullied at school or whatever. I'm like, it's okay. Tomorrow will be a better day. Do you know what I brought today? Can I show you what I brought today? I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. Hold on. I left it in the car. I left it in the car. I have a whole snake skin in my car. I brought it because a friend of mine is going to make a cuff for me out of it. And it's a whole skin. It's a fully shed skin of a king cobra. And I bought it when I was in Quartzsite in January before Tucson, actually. Yeah, I'm okay. Do I want you to what? Yeah. Oh, it's okay. My team is so sweet. They're like, you want us to get the snakeskin from your car? I love you guys so much. I bought it in Quartzsite, and I brought it in today because of Manoa, because a friend of mine is going to take it and make cuffs. And I'm actually going to be giving away 2 of the cuffs in Sabbatical. So it's going to be a surprise, but I want you to know that I'm sending her the skin today. It's the only complete skin that I have. And so she's going to make me a cuff out of it. And then she's going to make 2 additional cuffs that I'm going to gift. She's going to inlay the cobra skin into leather. And I know some of you won't want that, which is okay too. But it's because it's a huge king cobra skin. So the cuff is going to be really wide. But I'm doing it because there are times where you have to shed. And it's not pretty, and but snakes survive it, right? Like even in this moment, as I'm shedding these like layers of disappointment and sadness, right? Like it reveals sort of a new skin underneath, right? And it reveals like this tender little part of you underneath, but that's okay, right? Like it's safe for that part of you to be exposed. And what's really funny is that I brought that in today. I'm giving them to Sabbatical. They're not for anybody else. It's going to take her a couple months to make them, right? Like she's personally inlaying the skin into leather. But after you shed that skin, you know, it's like you're reborn. Isn't that true? And so it's funny that all this happens today, but I do think that there's, I even have snake medicine in one of my wands here, but I do think there's real power in this idea of shedding. It's just very hard because no matter how, this is kind of the lesson of tonight, and I don't think it's unrelated, right? We're human. No matter how spiritual we are, no matter how much we try to be bigger than the challenges that face us, we are human. It really sucks. Because there's part of us that knows that if we were just spirit, we wouldn't struggle. I wouldn't be crying right now, right? Like I'd be able to see everything for what it is. But there's still part of me that's attached, right? Like attached to my feelings and attached. And it's frustrating because we all want to be more spiritual than that. I do. I want to get beyond this. I want to get to the place where it doesn't hurt so bad, but it does. But in a way, we will miss this one day. You know, I think when you die and you take your last breath and you open your eyes, your soul eyes, on the other side, and there's no up and down. There's no yes or no. There's no ego versus spirit. There's a loss, right? It's like these human emotions are really precious, even the worst ones, right? Like, this is beautiful, the fact that I can feel. I came here to feel. You came here to feel. So anyway, I'm being very vulnerable with you today, but I do think it's a broader spiritual lesson that we're learning together, which is this is still beautiful and this is okay. And there are times where you're going to be hurt too. So maybe today's my day, right? But you're going to have your day where somebody says something shitty, or they're mean to you, or they're mean to your kid, or you're going to have your day. And maybe you had one yesterday, or maybe you're going to have one tomorrow. And I don't know when your day will be, but I see you too. So hopefully I could be there for you to say, hey, remember I had my ugly cry. Now it's your turn to have your ugly cry, and I will have your back at that time when that time comes. I love you guys too. Thank you for really, truly, when I say this to you, I really mean it. Thank you for letting me feel safe enough to come here to you and be this vulnerable with you. Because there aren't a lot of places that I would go and just have the cry, but I needed it today. And thank you for holding me for this. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to a magical place. We really are. We're switching gears. Great Spirit, see us in our struggles today. God, Source, Creator, Energy, Goddess, see us in our struggles. See how we try to be the best that we can be. And when it's not good enough, see how we really struggle. See that we are trying. See that we are human. Help us to stand tall. Help us to be brave and courageous. Help us to see that it's all part of a bigger picture of our own evolution and our own becoming. We call upon the wise spirits of this sacred tradition in Manoa to be present to us. And what I'm actually going to do, you guys, is I'm actually going to do the giveaway for the cuffs tonight, because I'm going to need your size. And so that is the giveaway for tonight's session. Nicole Novell, who is the woman who's making the cuffs. You might even know her. She's a magnificent artist. She will need the diameter of your wrist to be able to custom make your cuff, and I am buying it for you. So whoever wins tonight, I will just need to know. I'll need you to take a little piece of string and wrap it around your wrist, and then email me the circumference so that I can have your cuff made for you. Isn't that beautiful? I know, it's exciting. So I don't have it to show you tonight. If you look up Nicole on Instagram, you can see her art, and I'll post her shop and everything in our group so you can see. But so you'll see kind of what the style looks like. But I would leave it up to her. Her cuffs, run in this is a custom leather cuff with snakeskin inlaid. So it's whether you identify as masculine or feminine, she can kind of make a thicker cuff or a thinner cuff. Although I'll tell you, the snakeskin is very thick, so this is going to be a piece and a half. And I'm gifting two. There's going to be mine, and then there'll be two of you. So will be a threesome. Nicole Novell is her name, Knavel. I think it's Pure Soul Holistics on Instagram, but I don't want to mess it up, so I will post. She's really magnificent. When it comes to leather and cuffs and things like that, I just think her art's really beautiful. I've known her for a long time, and she knows it's coming. So anyway, that'll be a really sweet gift. Whew, that shifted the vibe. Talking about jewelry always makes me happy. For sure. She's in our tribe. She's not in Sabbatical, but she's very much your kindred. So even if you just learn of her through me, I think that's really, really magical. I'll post a link both to her Instagram and to her Etsy shop so you can see, and also so you can kind of see the designs of what she does. But anyway, she'll make you something really beautiful out of this skin, and this skin has traveled a long way to get to you. Are you excited? I'm glad you're excited. Jewelry therapy is helpful. Look, I'm already in a better mood. Aw, thanks, you guys. Okay. Well, I wanted it to be something special. Like every time you look at that, here's the thing. Are you ready? Every time you look at that cuff on your wrist, those of you who receive them, I think you'll remember this moment and you'll say, I can let it all go. Like it's safe for me to shed that. You know what I mean? I don't have to hold on to my fear or my sadness or my grief or my anger or my resentment. It's all part of who I am, right? Like this sadness tonight is part of who I am, but it's not the totality of who I am. I'm a lot of other things, but you have to accept it all. Right? Like if you guys weren't willing to see this part of me, then you really probably aren't willing to see the other parts of me too. And so I think that's a really important part, is saying like, okay, so maybe you're not sad, but maybe you're angry, right? And this is all relevant tonight. What are the emotions that you need to release tonight to shed some skin? Are you mad? I'm not angry, but I'm sad, right? Like, or are you frustrated? Are you disappointed in life? I really want you to sit with this for a minute. You know, how are you feeling right now? What are those emotions that need to be released? Like skin that doesn't fit you anymore, right? Like what are you really ready to move through? And it could be a lesson that you're being taught through other people, or it could just be a lesson that's coming sort of endemically for you. Lisa says fear, right? It's true, Nathan, right? Teresa says she's stuck. Lori's angry that I'm sad. Don't be, I love you for that, but don't be angry that I'm sad. Here's the thing, like me showing up authentically to you creates space for you to show up authentically for me. Like when we meet in person, I'm making it safe for you to cry your tears because I've already cried mine to you. And so that level of authenticity is what makes this relationship real. If you didn't know if I had any true feelings, then you really wouldn't know who I was, and you probably wouldn't trust me. And so same for me too, right? Like I want to know what those feelings are. Samantha's transitioning, she's shedding, right? Tina is confused. Barbara feels stuck. Michelle feels that deep sadness too. Lisa feels the sadness. Audrey feels the self-doubt. Haley's angry and hurt and confused, but not afraid, right? And I love that, right? Like you're understanding what you are holding and then what you're not holding, right? And Susanna says she's cried many times while meditating with me, right? So it's like, this is the exchange. Honestly, you guys, this is the exchange. This is where I meet you and say, I have all those feelings too. And it's safe to express them. And it's also healthy because you can't move on to the next thing. It's a really beautiful concept. The question, what's next? What's next? You know what wisdom came to me today in meditation before we start our meditation together? The wisdom that came to me in meditation today was, it's a really simple statement, but it's really profound when you think about it. The statement was this: every story is two stories. There's two sides. Every story is two stories. Do you know both stories? If you have a story, there's another story. It's either the story. So let's say every decision is two decisions, right? Yes, no. But there is a way in which, or three, Alaskan cat, right? Or three. But at least when you make a choice, there's always two. And you decided to go left, but what if you'd gone right? And then there's a school of thought that says that you're still working through that decision, because there's a dimension of reality in which you chose what you chose and you're working through it. And there's a dimension of reality where you made the other choice and you're living through that too. Think about it in relationships. You decided to marry this person, not that person, but there's another dimension in which maybe you made a different choice. And so part of what I think about too, it's really true, right? Two teepees, exactly right, Akasha, right? Like, remember the story I told you? If you don't know the two teepee story, that's a great story too. One of my early teachers had gone on a vision quest in the Southwest with one of her teachers. And they had been out, you know, in a vision quest, you are without supplies, you're without food, right? And you start to hallucinate a little bit. So they had been out and it was almost sunrise. And she looked with her teacher, they're both Native American. She looked with her teacher out over the horizon and they saw two teepees, identical teepees. And so she said, I'm going. I know, Haley, you sure did. Right? So hear the story. She looked out with her teacher and there were two teepees and she said, I'm going out toward them. And her teacher stopped her and said, when the sun rises, one of them will be gone. Only one is real. And if you go into the one that's not real, it will take you with it when it disappears. And so she turned, isn't it a good story? She turned to her teacher and said, which one is real? And he said, you won't know until sunrise. Which is this huge lesson of patience. And she said, sure enough, Athena, these are simple people, by the way. And all of my teachers have been very simple people. They're not people with super complex ways of thinking about the world, but there's magic in that, right? And she said, sure enough, Athena, I opened my eyes as that sun rose. I'll never forget. And she said, one of them was gone. And she said, I thought to myself, what if I had gone? What if he hadn't stopped me? What if I had gone into that one? She said, I had no reason to think that that one was any less real than the one next to it. Think of relationships. Think of every situation where you don't have patience to wait and have life reveal itself to you, right? The truth always reveals itself in time, but it's like, can you be patient enough to see that there is a teepee that's not real and you don't want to walk into that one? It will take you with it. Oh. Okay. So, shall we begin? Are you ready to go in the snake pit with me? I don't feel like a big goddess tonight, but that's okay. I feel like a snake, which is good enough. Okay, I want to read to you a little bit. Are you ready? Okay. Yeah, and if you go into the one that is real, you'll be rewarded for the rest of your life. Truly, if you wait for the teepee that is real, you'll be rewarded for the rest of your life. If you rush in, it will take you with it. It's a really good lesson for kids, by the way. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. I'm very human, but I really appreciate you seeing me. I have taught my kids that. Some things are illusions. And if you wait, they will reveal themselves to you. But if you rush, you could end up disappearing with the illusion. And don't be in such a hurry. Life is long, right? Life is short, painfully short, and then it's so long. So if you wait people out, they will reveal themselves to you. Ooh. You wait, Haley, is what you do. You were patient enough to see which teepee was real, and now you wait. And the real teepee will appear for you. I believe that with all my heart. And then when the real one appears, right? You're so grateful for it. You're like, oh, thank you. This is real. This is real. You can feel real. Real can't lie. Real is just real. It can't help but be itself. It cannot help but be real. But you have to be patient and you have to be discerning. And you have to really look, not just listen to people's words or what they say or what they write or what they think. You have to look behind all of that because that stuff isn't real. Right. And even I was telling my kids this too. I'm like, even though you think Facebook is so real, Facebook's not that real. Half the time the people think on Facebook when you meet, and not so much with Sabbatical, because Sabbatical folks are pretty real. But a lot of people meet people, Facebook people in person, and they're like, that, I didn't, it doesn't look like them, doesn't sound like them, it's not a real teepee. So always push on your teepees, right? Look for the actions. That's why I really appreciate that, right? Like look for the actions, not the words. There's much more to be learned from watching what people do. Okay. Minoa. So I'm going to read you a little bit. Even though some of this is on your classroom website, I want to read it to you anyway. Minoa was the first and primary society ruled by women. In other words, right, women, we ruled that entire country ourselves. We made the laws, we enforced the laws, we governed the ritual practices, we held the wisdom and the discernment. We, women, ruled this society, and it was the first time. This mysterious civilization thrived on the island of Crete and other Aegean islands preceding ancient Greece. Minoans were a largely peaceful civilization. Life was very simple. Fish was the main source of sustenance, as they were very connected to the sea, and fruit as well. And so one of the things that I want to remind you is to, oh God, Sherry watched me cry on a 52-inch flat screen TV. Sherry, I'm sorry. I should go touch up my makeup. I feel really bad for you. We were peaceful. We ate fruit and fish and olives and figs and pomegranates. What's really interesting when you think about these times and how we worked with, oh, I love you for that, how we worked with wisdom. We didn't have a lot of processed foods in our diet. We didn't have a lot of artificial ingredients. And so that our access to wisdom, which was much purer. When you think about what mitigates our wisdom in these days, we don't have a clean, pure diet. We don't have unmitigated access to our environment, right? There's a lot of toxins, a lot of things that prevent us from having a whole experience. And so it's something to think about how much cleaner our life was then. There were 4 main palace sites all over Crete where the export of trade and spiritual and political ceremonies occurred. Knossos was the main palace that contained the legendary labyrinth where rituals were held. Only the elite were in attendance. The main thing I want you to think about with the labyrinth at the Palace of Knossos, because tonight we're going to be talking about how you enter into mystery. Okay, there were 2 primary sources of mystery in ancient Minoa. One was the labyrinth, and the other was the snake pit. The labyrinth, it's really true, by the way. Drea Lopez says that's why people go vegan. It's really true. It's the reason my brother went vegan, was to try and decalcify his pineal gland to improve his intuition. And if he was here, he would tell you that it worked. He really does believe that taking meat products out of his diet and really just drinking water and green smoothies, and he's almost a raw vegan, has really developed his intuition. I don't have the strength to do it because I really love lamb and beef and chicken. I can't help it. I'm Greek and I really like to eat meat, but the thought is in my mind. I don't eat meat every day, but I eat it probably 2 or 3 times a week. But I really have thought about going vegan just because it really does have this incredible ability to purify and cleanse your ability to receive psychic information. Okay, so the labyrinth, okay? The labyrinth held the Minotaur, right? And so I told you the story about Ariadne and how she fell in love, right? And so the labyrinth ended up not holding the Minotaur the way that King Minos had planned, right? Because his daughter fell in love with the protagonist who went in and killed the Minotaur and then was able to escape the labyrinth. But the snake pits are really what we want to talk about tonight. The snake pits, the Minoan priestesses held snakes in a pit, and they knew exactly how to calibrate the venom to be able to have and induce psychic visions. And they used those visions to foretell the future, to be able to interpret the past, to be able to see clearly into the present. It was a form of a hallucinogen. We don't know how visual the experience was, but we do know that the snake venom was used to hallucinate and have and induce psychic visions. And so tonight what we're going to do together, if you are ready, is we are going to enter. I'm so excited. We are going to enter the snake pit together. And it is time. So I'm going to light my candle. Just to start the process, I'm going to open our circle, invoking element of fire for strength and courage, calling in the guardians of all the directions to be with us tonight, invoking our power to connect with ancient wisdom tonight, calling in priestess energy from the farthest corners of the world, and indeed calling upon the ancient Minoan priestesses. We stand in the wake of your line. We are such grateful recipients of your wisdom, your history, your truth, unlocking the knowledge that you had access to. I stand in your line, in your physical lineage, so proud to be able to say that I am Minoan, that I descend from you. Tonight I call upon the energy of the Minoan priestesses themselves, calling even upon the snake goddess herself, all of the archetypal mother goddesses associated with ancient Minoa. We call upon you tonight for your strength, your wisdom, your discernment. We ask you to surround us, to protect us, to keep us safe, to help us hold and open a sacred container together this evening. We enter your arena, your temple tonight. We seek your wisdom. We welcome your input, your perspective. We humbly approach you looking for a deeper understanding of what it is we need to know at this time. Teach us how to work with snake medicine tonight, wise priestesses. We are your sisters and your daughters, your granddaughters, your great-granddaughters. We are learning about transformation and releasing. We are so grateful for whatever medicine you can offer tonight to help us move through this transformation with grace. To be able to surrender the cares of the world, to be able to let go of everything that doesn't serve us in this moment. Thoughts, feelings, experiences, histories, narratives, all the baggage that we're bringing from the past into this moment. If it's time to let it go, help us to move out of the skin tonight. Help us to shed the skin that's too tight for us anymore. We've outgrown it. Teach us how the snakes move, how they dance, how they wind, and how they shed that skin without any fear and move beyond it. Leave it behind, understanding that they no longer have need for it anymore, not holding on to attachments from the past, but instead looking forward to a future that's bright, full of gifts, full of wisdom and treasure that awaits us. So grateful. Aho. Aho. So it is. Feels good just to sit sometimes and let those energies speak, and just listen for a moment. What do they have to tell you? What wisdom do they have to share? And what do you need to leave behind? Obviously, everybody knows what I need to leave behind, but what do you need to leave behind tonight? And listen, I'm going to give you this piece of wisdom. Are you ready? Most of the relationships in my life are really old. Right? I've been with my husband for 20 years. My parents are still alive, right? Yeah, Tony's like 70 pounds. I don't jump from relationship to relationship or friendship to friendship. I have long, enduring relationships, which means I go through things with people. I forgive, I allow, I evolve. They forgive, they allow, they evolve. And so if you're someone who does that, who holds long-term relationships, it means you're someone who has learned to forgive, and you're someone who has learned to surrender, and you're someone who has learned to appreciate what people can bring to your life and how human they are, and to forgive their human actions and their human mistakes, right? And so people do evolve. You evolve, other people evolve too. And so part of tonight can be, maybe you're creating space for other people to become too, right? Like I don't expect everybody in my life to be the same, right? I know you guys, like I see you guys that you do this too. There are people who don't keep long relationships, and that's okay too. I don't have a judgment against it, but I'm just saying in my life, maybe it's a Leo thing, but I have long relationships. And so because I want to have a long relationship with people, including you, I'm willing to let you kind of like go through your thing too and meet you where you are. So sometimes you're going to be happy, and sometimes you're going to be sad, and sometimes you're going to be angry. If you're really willing to let people go through all of their emotions, then you have to sort of know how to ride those waves with them, I guess is what I'm saying. And stand back far enough where you can appreciate people, even as they struggle and go through the phases and stages of their lives, right? Very much so. Aquarians do it. I think all signs do it, actually. I think all signs have the ability, the capacity to love people deeply and for a long time. I really do believe that. Okay, I'm reluctantly holding on to my serpentine. Not reluctantly, but it is a stone of transformation, right? And so when you hold on to a stone like that, you recognize the medicine that you're welcoming. Okay, so I'm going to anoint with venom. I descend into the snake pit. I drink their venom. I bathe in the labyrinth of their wisdom, and I awaken transformed. Are you ready? A little bit on my wrist for what I do. A little bit at my third eye for what I know. A little bit at my ankles for where I go. Take 3 good inhales of that perfume because it's intentional. One more. Did you love that venom perfume? Unbelievable, isn't it, really? I just want to get you the exact notes that are in it. Blue lotus, mugwort, wormwood. Blue lettuce, mugwort. Make sure I'm giving you the right ingredients. No, I'm sorry. Benzoin, mugwort, coriander, hoe wood. No joke. With venom. And it's all pure essential oils. It's incredible, isn't it? It's the hoe wood. That's kind of the mystery ingredient. Total transformation from A to B, from current state to future state, from past to current. It's a total transformation blend. I'm glad you like it. Goddess is a good one. Julie's using Goddess because she doesn't have venom, and that's a good alternative for you, I would say. Has a little bit of that energy to it. Okay. So if you've got your serpentine, I want you to take it. I want you to hold it. I like to put it in my left hand, cover it with my right hand. Coriander's magic, Cindy. I think coriander's magic. Okay, so tonight, I want you, before we go into this meditation, I want you to give permission to your spirit guides, to the priestesses, to welcome you into this place of transformation. I want you to agree to receive the visions and the wisdom that will come to you during tonight's session. I want you to open yourself to what's possible for you. What wisdom will be shown to you tonight as you enter? What would you have seen in those ancient times if you had been brave enough to drink the venom? What would have been shown to you? And, you know, it's interesting because I'm heading into ayahuasca journey next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, into the weekend. And so it's very interesting that we're having this experience now because time isn't linear, that I will be carrying you into journey next week as well too. So you're going to probably have these cyclical experiences as you move in and out of the energies that are available to you in the next couple of weeks. Oh yes, Megan, you can use anything that feels good to you right now, honestly. And white light's beautiful because white light is, again, calling in angels. It's transcendent energy. So I think white light is a beautiful one for transformation on any level. I love it as an alternative. Ooh, venom. All of our perfumes, by the way, Nancy, are when they're cut, and this one is cut, they're with jojoba, unless we state otherwise. We have used hemp, we have used avocado, but 99% of the time it's jojoba because it has a 2-year shelf life minimum, which means your perfume won't go bad on you, which is a good thing. Okay, cheers. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. And if this image helps you, I want you to imagine connecting with her. Imagine stepping into this circle with her. And tonight what we're going to do, the way the snake pits were laid out in the temples, I want you to imagine this for just a moment. What the priestesses would do is they would light candles in the center of the temple. But the snake pits were often in the 4 corners of the temple. They would have 4 small pits. And so they would gather the snakes in the different corners of the temple and move from one corner to another and set an intention as they would receive the venom from the various snake pits that were held in the 4 quarters. So what I'm going to do is take you quarter by quarter tonight in our meditation. We're going to start in the east, and we're going to work with snake medicine for transformation in the east, because transformation always happens in the east. That's the direction of new beginnings, new life, new possibilities. Then we're going to drink the venom from the south, which again, the south is always about courage, stamina, fire energy, right? So transformation, think about total transformation, burning something down. What will you do with the venom in the south? Where in your life would you need a complete transformation? Nothing stays the same. Then we're going to drink the venom from the west. The venom in the west is about opening your heart space. So where do you need a transformation in love? Do you need to believe that it's safe to love? All of us do, right? Even me tonight in my grief, right? Part of what I'm grieving is I want to feel like it's safe to love and be vulnerable. Sometimes it doesn't feel safe. So I'm going to be really working with venom from the west tonight. And you may be working with venom from the west too. If you have felt betrayed, or if you have felt sorrow, heartbreak, heartache, you're going to need that venom in the west tonight. So really pay attention to that. Venom in the north, Teresa says she's got winds blowing in from the east right now. So that's a good sign to you, by the way, Teresa, that it's really good to continue to work with that venom from the east, bringing in that breath. Like I even felt called just to breathe right now as you said that, Teresa. So I just want you to know, like, that's what's coming up for me. And then in the north, that's the wisdom venom. Where do you need greater discernment in your life? So where do you need to enact that wisdom? Are you making wise choices? Do you understand the difference between right and wrong? Do you understand the difference between someone who is trustworthy and someone who's not? Do you understand the difference between your own soul path, like what is right for you to do in this life, in alignment with your soul lineage, with your own, familial heritage? Do you understand what path you should be on and what path you shouldn't be on? What isn't in alignment with your purpose? And so that's going to be the venom of the north. Does that make sense? Do you guys have any questions before we start? It feels good, doesn't it? I'm thirsty. I'm drinking all my kombucha and all my tea tonight. Okay. Yeah, the incense is beautiful, by the way. If you haven't burned it, I'm going to light my charcoal so I can burn mine too while we're going in. I think that's a good call. The incense has a lot of the same ingredients, but a few that are different. I'm just lighting my charcoal disc in here. Firing that puppy up. Beautiful. Okay, are you ready? All right, snake priestesses, we are coming to you. Calling upon all of the masters, all of the teachers. Oof. Kind of went in my eye for a second. Calling upon all of the ascended masters and all of the teachers to be present to us tonight. Help us to work wisely with snake medicine and receive the wisdom as it comes. Amen, aho, and so it is. Okay. Okay. Roll your shoulders back. Call your energy into present time. And so I want you to imagine now that you are in the center of that Grecian temple, beautiful marble columns at the four corners. And if you're quiet enough in your mind, you can hear the priestesses' footsteps across the marble floor as they move from one corner to the next. And as your eyes are closed, you can hear them. They're gathering the venom from the pits. And they're gathering it with the intention that as you step into each quadrant, that the snake venom, the snake medicine, will meet you where you are and bring to you the gifts that are needed for you at this time. And so as we step first into the easternmost quadrant of the temple, we know that we are standing in the corner or the quadrant of new beginnings. And priestesses, as we come towards you here, we seek the venom of new life. We seek the visions associated with new beginnings in our life. We seek answers to the question, now what? If this is where we are now, priestesses, if this is where all of our life experiences, all of our journeys have led us to this moment, what is the medicine that the snakes will bring us as we enter into a new dawn, a new day, a new phase of our own growth and becoming? And so I want you to imagine as you close your eyes that the priestesses are coming toward you. And in my vision, it's always a very small chalice that they bring of the venom. It's almost like, might look something like this, but much smaller. And they're bringing you the chalice of venom. And when you're ready, I want you to receive the chalice and take one sip here in the east. of the venom of new beginnings. As you close your eyes, I want you to allow any visions, any words, any thoughts, any experiences to come to you. Don't judge them. Don't even try to interpret them. Recognize that you are receiving wisdom, snake medicine, for new beginnings in your life. Where do you need a refresh, a reboot, a restart? Is it with your family? Is it at work? Is it with your partner? Is it with a new partner? Is it with a friend that you've lost touch with? Is it with your parents? Where does that new beginning need to manifest in your life? Is it with you? Do you need to wake up tomorrow and reorient yourself to your life? What are the snakes whispering to you about the skin that you need to shed in order to be happy, in order to find peace in your life? Peace lives in the East because the East has no memories. We're haunted by our memories. They're treasures, and yet they can haunt your mind as well. What does it feel like in the East to have wisdom in the East? What does that feel like for you? Where would you go if you were starting over? Right? Is it with you? Is it with friends? That's right. Maria says, where don't I need it, girl? And that's okay. So what I want you to do right now in the East with this medicine from these priestesses is I want you to make a statement of commitment. And this is true to the rituals that they did. I want you to make a statement of commitment here in the East with this venom. And so it should be a declarative statement, I will, or I am, or I will become more committed to my family. I am, or I will become more committed to kindness to myself. I am, or I will become more committed to showing up in a new way in my life. I can, or I will, or I am reborn this day in a new way. I commit to looking at my life through fresh eyes of possibility. And imagine what it would mean if you could see yourself. I see that, Lynn. She says, I need to let go of low vibrational feelings. Imagine if you could see yourself through the eyes of love. You know, the way we see you, right? It's medicine for me too. Imagine if I could see myself the way you see me today. And can we give each other the gift of that, right? Like that's probably the biggest gift that we can give ourselves. So what are you committed to here in the East? Ownership of your path, peace for Jennifer. Tammy's being reborn in her path. Paulette is committed to self-love, showing up in her own life. Nikki's taking her twin soul to the mountains of Colorado. I see that you say you would, but let's just like take it a step further and say that you will. Let's make it a commitment statement. Norma's taking better care of her health, how she invests her time. Rona is committing to putting herself first. Rona, tell me if it's Rona or Rona, because I want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Bianca's loving herself. Andrew's letting go of childhood trauma. Melia is going to be her true self. Amy's committing to power. Lisa's committing to kindness. I love this. And by the way, if I'm skipping yours, it's not intentional. It's just the feed goes quickly. Julie's committing to her soul purpose. Pam's taking better care of her health, right? On and on and on. Haley's committing to her rebirth. Sarah's going to be healthy and love herself. Nathan's going to celebrate every morning. I love that. I kind of want to celebrate with you every morning. I get to see you soon, so we can celebrate together, which would be pretty cool. Mariah's committing to herself and letting go of shame and guilt. Heather is letting go of definitions that were never hers. Girl, there's no better time. Actually, in the East is a really good place to let go of what doesn't fit you anymore. Do you do that really shitty thing to yourself where you keep clothes in your closet that don't fit you? Do you know that's the number one thing I refuse to do? I don't have clothes in my closet that don't fit me. I think that's actually harassment of myself to have little shitty clothes that don't fit me. That doesn't feel like self-love to me. So if you do that, maybe a good commitment is I'm going to let go of those clothes that don't fit me, because that's holding to some image of yourself that isn't real, and it makes your current self feel not fully loved on a deeply subconscious level. But bye-bye, you know what I mean? Like, you don't hold on to things that don't fit you, whether it's relationships or clothes or girlfriends or, you know, let go of all the things that don't fit you anymore. Be with what fits you now, because this moment is all you have. And the East teaches you that. So I think the priestesses of the East would say, bye-bye, donate those clothes. That's right. We don't throw things away, but donate them to people who can use them now, for whom those will be kind, right? The wedding dress is different. Right? Keep what makes you feel good now. Truly, this is like truth for you here in the East. Keep what makes you feel good now. This is your new beginning. It's not happening next year or when you lose 30 pounds or when you decide that you're going to love yourself. Your transition is today. And so clothes that don't fit you today, bye-bye. People who don't fit you today, bye-bye. Right? You can burn your wedding dress. You can sit your wedding dress out on the sidewalk if you want. If it doesn't fit you today, think about maybe letting it go. Yeah, that's in the East. Yeah, it's beautiful. And a deep breath there. Thank you, guides and spirit guardians, priestesses of the Eastern Quadrant. Thank you for this breath of life and courage and new beginnings, helping us to see ourselves with kind eyes, orienting ourselves to a new kind of relationship with ourselves that's based in authenticity and truth and kindness to ourselves. Aho. And then in the South, are you ready? You'll get lots of guidance tonight about how to activate the wisdom that we are opening in this space together. Are you ready? Let us drink of the venom of the South. This is venom of courage, new beginnings, your birthright to power. Are you ready? What will they show you in the South? Priestesses of the South, guardians of the Southern Gateway, as we step forward with courage and stamina, power, strength, here in the South, show us the fire path. Show us how we're to work with snake medicine to transform our own power, to transform the way we hold space in the world, to transform our own personal centers of power, to transform the way we think about ourselves as powerful beings. And so here the question you want to ask yourself, Pamela's got her carnelian, so that is the absolute perfect stone to work with. And by the way, your serpentine is a stone of the South. So if you want to focus on it for right now, that would be really wise too. In the South, what you want to ask yourself is, I see you, Janet. In the South, what you want to ask yourself is, where do you need wisdom and discernment with relationship to power? Your power, your perception of your power in your relationship, your power at work, your power at home, right? Where do you need to take up a stronger perspective of power? Where do you need to speak your power more forcefully? Or where do you need to manifest your power more strongly, right? How do people need to experience you in a more powerful way? Is it through your words? Is it through your actions? Is it through whatever you create in the world? Right? Where does your power need to manifest itself? And Danielle, it's beautiful. She says, she says she downplays her power. So where do you need to upplay your power? And for some people, they need to downplay their power. Some people display their power too forcefully. You know what I mean? And so it doesn't feel like power with, it feels like power over, which is never, power over other people is never fulfilling. Nobody wants that. Do you know what I mean? I had to learn that early as a Leo. I really didn't want power over people. I wanted power with people, meaning I want to be with other people who feel powerful. I don't want to be with weak people who are relying on me to bring them power, because I bring power for myself, but I'm not here to be everybody's supply. Do you know what I mean? And so I think it's really important to think about, what does power with look like in your life? I love that. Haley says she needs to manifest it in her eyes. You know what I mean? Like, however you're going to channel and communicate that power. Remember when we talked about light codes, right? Like, how you communicate code is part of your power. So how do you want to communicate light code or share light code? What are the codes that you came into this life to communicate to other people, and how do you communicate them? And now is the time. Ask those priestesses to open that door to you, right? Is true. It's old school Starhawk, but even before Starhawk, this is old school psychoanalysis, really. This concept of power with and power over, right, comes out of psychoanalysis, which became cultural anthropology, right, in the 1970s, 1980s. This is a lot of these concepts that we talk about are actually rooted in through traditional schools of philosophy and anthropology, but they get inflected in magical context, because I think those of us who work in these worlds have a deeper understanding of what it means to have power with versus power over. But you can even see in government and other places where, power over doesn't really work. Not for long. If you really want to have authentic power, it has to be power with other people, not power over other people. You don't want to manipulate anybody. You want to work with people to raise energy collectively that can be used by the collective. And that's the win-win for everybody, right? I love it so much. Power in your heart, Shannon, is really beautiful. I love that. Danielle says, in a past life, I had power over, and now I'm afraid to use power. That happened to a lot of people too. They had a past life where they may have abused their power. And so now in this life, they feel all worried about it, right? Like, I don't want to abuse it or misuse it. And so it's like, how do you meet your own power and trust that you can use it wisely? It's a really big question for a lot of people who are working through their own leadership. That's right. Shared power, Julie Baxter. I really love the way you frame that. That really resonates with me a lot. Okay, you ready? All right. Snake priestesses. Here in the South, show us the venom of truth and power, how to work with our own power, how to manifest it, how to share it evenly and wisely, how to be vulnerable with it. So funny, the perfume reminds me, it takes me someplace where I have done this work before. Hopefully it has that effect on you too. There are notes in this perfume that are not like anything else by SG. Partly it's the hoe wood, but there's something about it that completely transports me out of my body. Finding balance. Yes, that's right. Power to trust, knowing you don't need someone else to rely on, Audrey. I think that's really beautiful too, and that you are enough. That's right. And that's what a matriarchy teaches us, right? We don't need a man to teach us how to use our power. We don't need a society to teach us how to use our power, but we have to be confident that we are using it accurately, right? We have to trust that our own instincts, our own intentions are pure. This is where your own accountability comes into play. And I think it's really powerful, but it's also a strong reminder of all of that too. Thank you for the courage, the strength here in the South to embody our power with, but not power over. Our ability to use our power authentically for the greatest good, for the highest good of all beings, knowing that as we lift each other up, we ourselves become stronger. As we tear each other down, we undermine our own power. Aho. And now, priestesses, we drink. This is a big one for all of us in Sab. We drink from the venom. Are you ready? Are you ready to switch gears? Yes, Irene says, how about love is my power? Love is truly the only power that we have. If you think about it, everything else is an illusion. Love is the only real power we have access to. It's only the only real magic that we have access to as humans. If you think about it, is love. Okay. Priestesses, we now drink the venom of the West together. This is venom of the heart. This is power through love. This is the power of looking honestly at your emotions. How do you feel? I wanted to run away tonight, and I sat in this chair and I turned this camera on and I looked at you and I said, having a hard time. And that's because that's what we do. When we're having a hard time, we don't run away and we don't hide. We show up and we say, it's okay for me to have my feelings. You know, it's okay. And it's okay for you to have your feelings too. And in fact, the only path to healing is fully showing up and saying, I'm hurting right now. Because it gives you the permission to say, I'm hurting right now too. Right? And that's strength. That is a form of strength. And so as we drink the venom of the West, I want you to ask yourself, what does your heart need right now? If I could cry some tears, right? Seriously, Cindy said, how many of us have posted in Sad this week that we need help? Why do you think we're talking about I see you and how beautiful you are? And why do you think, why do you think we're talking about that right now? There is a pain and it's unnamed. And so I want you to name it tonight. Where does your heart need healing tonight? Not mine. You've seen mine. I want to see yours. Where does your heart need healing? Release this pain. That's exactly right, Norma. Let it go. And thank you for that, Sharon. Like I'm so grateful that you guys saw me and now I'm seeing you, right? Like I see you, Hannah. She says, I need love. And you are. Ariana says, that she appreciates the example that she's safe. You are safe. And it's okay to show up here and say, I don't feel great and I'm sorry. And it's going to be shitty for a minute. You know what I mean? But like, what are friends for? What are sisters for? If we weren't able to hold each other during those times, and again, we don't deserve each other during the good times. If we can't hold what's difficult, then we don't deserve what's easy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's the reward you get. So Jennifer's got pain from disappointment. Suzanne's got pain from failure, right? Divinity needs to love herself. Tara needs a hug and real love. And Tara, like I would, honestly, Tara, I wish I could hug you. I wish I could put my arms around you. I want you to feel that though. Like, what would it mean? I wish I could. To each of you who needs it tonight, right? Celeste is scared of what the future holds. Kitty needs to not feel abandoned. This is root chakra stuff, my sisters. This is not easy stuff, right? This is not simple stuff. I love it. We're all hugging you, Tara. Sarah's got sadness, right? Rhonda needs self-love. Rosemary's not feeling wholly loved. Mariah needs to let herself, ask for help. And Cindy says, if I could take away everyone's hurt, I would, right? None of us wants to see any of you in pain. But we are in pain. Name it, girls. I'm asking the priestesses tonight through this venom to release these wounds from your heart. Release not feeling seen, Barbara Coleman. Release the energy that you need to break through, right? Release fear of your mother's surgery, Pam, right? Release feeling ignored, Barbara. Girl, Carol, like, I think we all need a good cry, right? Like, just do it. Feeling unworthy, Angel, right? Like, hesitation, Amanda, to really express yourself. Leah's not feeling safe. Teresa's wanting to fix it all, right? Like, Amy, her daughter's health. I can meet you right there. My daughter has a lot of health problems. Paulette, not feeling worthy, right? Nikki needing to figure out how to help and support her daughter. Celine needs courage to do what needs to be done and walk away from people who are crushing her spirit. Luna Love has to release grief, right? Julie has to be open and vulnerable. I see a couple of feeling like a failure as a parent. I will tell you, if there's a failure as a parent thing happening in your heart right now, let me really encourage you to let that go. Your children chose you. Please trust me when I tell you this. If there's one thing I know for sure, your kids chose you to be their mom, their parent. And they knew what this contract was going to look like. And they said, I'll go anyway. I want to be with her. So when you're feeling like a shitty parent, just know, even in those moments, your child chose you and chose this. And if they leave you, they will come back. Could be years, but if they leave you, they will come back. They chose this contract with you. They don't have a right to hurt you, but they did choose this contract, right? I know. You are not a failure. Not a failure to yourself, not a failure to your child, not a failure to your partner. You are not a failure. You are an entirely intended creation. And everything in your life is intended. And you did not do anything wrong. If you are sad, you do not deserve your sadness. I promise you, right? I promise you. You don't deserve your sadness. You deserve happiness and joy, and better days are ahead. That's the one thing I know for sure. No matter where you are, a better day is ahead. And we see you. We see you. No matter what that journey looks like. And we've all been through some pretty shitty pickles. River Lily asks, can it hurt you physically if you hold in your feelings? It sure can. It's true. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you. But you know what? Don't we all take responsibility for it? This wouldn't be happening if I hadn't blah, right? We all take responsibility for the things that happen to us until we stop and we say, if you can say this candidly, and I think most of you can, I'm doing the best I can, right? My intention is true and pure and clear, and you hold on to that. But if there's one thing, truly, let me tell you this tonight, and I'm listening to my own medicine, okay? So don't think I'm telling you this, but not really paying attention. You are meant to be here. You are needed on this planet right now. You do not deserve the pain that you feel. You are worthy of love. It was really funny. I was falling asleep the other night, and my mind was kind of all over the place. And do you know what came to me while my mind was going through all the, you do at the end of the day, you replay your day and you think about all the different things. And in my mind, I'm always like, did I help her enough? Did I help him enough? Right? And at the end of the day, I swear, it was like somebody was laying next to me and said to me, you are lovely and worthy of love. You are lovely and worthy of love. And I don't think they were speaking to me. It was like a cosmic message for everybody. You are lovely and worthy of love. You are lovely and worthy of love. Like as you fall asleep tonight, I want you to say that out loud before you go to bed tonight. You are lovely and worthy of love. And so that's the venom of the West. You are lovely and worthy of love. Can you receive that tonight? And I will say it out loud. I am lovely and worthy of love. Can you say it out loud? In front of your animals and your partner and your whoever's sitting next to you. Maybe it's just your animals. I am lovely and worthy of love. It's true. Yeah, Nicole says she does it every night with thoughts of her son and her clients, right? Did I do enough? Did I say enough? Did I say the right thing, right? Could I have said more? Could I have done more? Could I have given more? Could I have sent more? Could I have... Could I? You are lovely and worthy of love. I am lovely and worthy of love. That's right. Pamela says oh, no. Sherry said just dead people and a cat. Some of the best days of my life are spent with dead people and a cat. How's that bad? I'm kind of a loner. There's always a lot of ghosts in my house, so I spend a lot of time with dead people and a cat. Okay. No, it's true. It's absolutely true. Okay, if you're crying, I love you and I'm hugging you. So are the dead people and the cats. Thank you for making me laugh a little bit. I appreciate it. Okay. Are you ready for the venom of the North? I'm ready for the venom of the North. I love all of you so much. I really do. And truly, like, as I'm seeing your names in the feed, like Megan, Marilyn, Julie, Davinia, Karen, Mariah, Paulette, Jamie, Angel, Michelle, like Amy and Karen and Citril and Lynn and Persephone Rising and Millie and Jamie and Anne Marie, like Louise, like I love you. You are lovely and worthy of love. Venom of the North. Are you ready? Last but not least. I love you too. Hashtag dead people and a cat. My cat would be offended. He would say it's a cat and dead people, not dead people and a cat. He's more important. That's what he would say. You are lovely and worthy of love. Thank you, Paulette. I am lovely and worthy of love. Okay. Venom of the North. This is the venom of the ancestors, of wisdom, of the bones, and the dirt, of the tree people and the stone people. This is the venom of your own strength. This is the venom of your spine and your vertebrae. This is the venom of standing up tall in your life and knowing that you stand on the shoulders of your elders and your ancestors, your spirit guides, the ascended masters. Are you ready? I feel good. I'm telling you, I love you guys so much. It was like, I wasn't going to go home, you know? It was like, I just want to do this ritual with you. Took me 2 fucking hours to get my shit together. It's 7 o'clock. Okay. Are you ready? Venom of the badass. Are you ready to drink it? Venom of the North. Venom of the North. Alaskan cat is a snoring dog in her lap. Best kind of dog. I'm glad you guys stayed too. And thank you for staying with me. Honestly, like, you should be with your families right now. And I'm just so grateful for you. Truly. These are those days when I'm like, I have a blood sister, and I swear to God, I don't feel like any of you are any less close to me. I don't. I think sisterhood is a choice. And I thank you for showing up in my life. And I thank you for letting me show up in your life too. Woo! I feel like your family. And you feel like my family too. Right? The family you choose. The venom of the badass. And so here the question you have to ask yourself is, where do you need support? Where do you need support? We have support right here, right now, and we have a really beautiful kindred, right? Like, there's such a beauty in our connection and our community, right? The reality of this, like, this is no joke. And so where do you need support? Teresa wants to cook for us. She sounds Greek, doesn't she? When she says that. Oh, Melanie, thank you for that. And thank you for seeing me. I'm glad that tonight felt like an expansion, because it's like, I think, and I want you to remember this, like, in those moments where you're really vulnerable, don't be embarrassed of those moments. Those are actually your strong moments, when you give the rest of us permission to also show our true selves, right? Like, again, I hope what you've seen tonight is, I can hold you. And I'm willing to do that. This isn't a normal class. You know what I mean? Like, this is our lives that we're working through together. I know, Haley. I see you. And it feels like it. Because that's what, think about what a snake feels like when it sheds its skin. I wish I had that cobra skin, but I'll show it to you. I'll come live tomorrow maybe and just show you the skin that I'm sending to Nicole. So I think I'm going to do the giveaway in the group tomorrow, just so everybody can enter it. Even though I know for sure one of you is getting a cuff. I can feel that there's somebody in the feed who's going to receive. I think I'm going to do the giveaway in the group, and I'll post a picture of the skin so you can really make sure you're attached to it. But okay, so Julie says, I find it so hard to ask for help. So here's the question I have for you. Are you ready? Right here with the venom of the North. Where do you need help? If you feel like you're dying, if you feel like you're shedding that skin and you feel like it's still attached to you, where do you need help? Where can we show up to be support for you? Where can your spirit guides show up to be a support for you? Energetically, what do you need? And can you claim it right now? Do you need peace? Do you need alignment? Do you need strength? What do you need? And just claim it, right? Guidance. Sharon needs guidance. Polly needs to shed her skin. Marie needs to find direction. I love it. Like, I'm seeing you right now. I'm witnessing you in whatever it is that you need. And you may not even know. Like, it's okay to say, I don't know. Jennifer needs healing. Yeah, Tony, I hear you on that one. Avelina, right? She needs physical support. What do you need right now? Call it in. If it's a person, if it's just a vibration, if it's strength, right? Guidance, direction, self-belief, love, balance, confidence, guidance, wisdom, strength, courage, clarity, time. Great Spirit, Please see my sisters as they comment here, what they need, focus, to be lighter, to have guidance and courage, to be support, or to support to be with her husband, balance, cash, why not? You know what? Claim it. Where do you need support? If you need financial support, put that in there. Being able to trust, technical support in new ventures for Tony, clarity, right? Wisdom and courage, confidence, direction, sisters. Well, Linda, you're in the right place. If we don't look like sisters to you tonight, Linda, I don't even know what to tell you. I sat here and bawled my flipping eyes out for I don't do that very often. Financial support for Jennifer, freedom for Lakeisha, right? Karen needs fearlessness. Cindy needs job security. Jackie needs financial support. Teresa needs love, clarity, and peace. Physical touch, money, clients, vacation. Hell yes, says Ariana. Girl, Ari, get it. Energy. Angel needs support and patience and love. Nancy says, shit, I need it all. And a good laugh, which I can provide that too. I see you. Great Spirit. I ask that you bless every sister in this group with the support that she needs at this time, financial, physical, emotional, spiritual, whatever it is, send it. Let that support flood to her beginning tonight from sources seen and unseen in ways that she doesn't even think is possible. Let it flood to her from all directions. As she falls asleep tonight, let her feel that embrace of love and support and connection, almost like arms around her in bed as she falls asleep tonight. And thank you. Thank you for sending it back to me too. I really appreciate it. If I could snuggle with you tonight, I would. Wouldn't it be sweet if y'all had like a big commune bed and we could just snuggle each other? Is that just me who thinks about things like that? I like to snuggle. There's a lot of energy, right? Well, you know what? And Brilla says, what if you don't know what you need? It doesn't matter. Ask your guides to bring you what you need. You know, there are times where, like group snuggle, there are times where you don't know. Have you ever just been on your knees? This happens to me sometimes where I look up and I'm like, I don't even know. Can you just please? Like, I don't even know what it is. If you're real, can you just please come? And when I was little, it was really interesting. It's good to know you guys are snugglers too, because we're going to have our sabbatical retreat in October, and there could be some awkward moments if you're not into snuggling. If you're not into snuggling. No, but it's really true. You know, it's your spirit guides respond to that when you just say, please bring what I need. I don't even know what I need. That's like an on your knees moment, right? That's right. Teresa says surrender. Surrender, 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 surrender. So good. Yeah, no, I'm not saying we have to have sex. I'm just saying I want to snuggle. Snuggling is good for the soul. Okay. How does that North Venom taste to you? It's okay, Beatrice. We'll teach you how to snuggle. She says she doesn't know. We'll teach you. We're easy snugglers, so you won't have to work too hard. We'll spoon you. Catherine needs silence and space. So Catherine may not be up for a snuggle, but that's okay. She'll snuggle us later. We love you. Okay. From the Venom in the East, we received a new beginning tonight. Let's give thanks. Thank you to the Minoan priestesses who allowed us to drink from the venom of the East for new beginnings. Take a deep breath there. Receive that medicine tonight. Thank you, priestesses, for the venom of the South, the courage, the power, the stamina to keep us going when it feels like we can't go on. We always can go on, and we have to remember that we have strength in each other. Deep breath there. Venom of the West. Lena Love says she's the big spoon. Come on, I'm the big spoon. I will put my arms around all of you. I love that so much. Venom of the West. That was the big medicine tonight, don't you think? Maybe it's the tears that I was shedding earlier, but the venom of the West is powerful shit, isn't it? It's allowing you to feel and push past, like the barnacles. Some of us have crust on our heart from old trauma and old wounds. And it looks like we have to pick that off and peel it off so that our heart can feel something again, right? Deep breath there. Just receiving. Like, let your heart just be open right now, knowing that it's safe. I've bared mine tonight, so you might as well just pick your barnacles right off and show me yours, kind of thing. And I've got you too. Hashtag dead people and a cat. And then, that's right, Haley. Well, you needed that tonight. That's your venom tonight. It's my venom too. I meet you right there. And then venom of the north. Ancestors, stone people, tree people, druid medicine, right? Strength in numbers, knowing that you stand on the shoulders of ancients, powerful people, wise people. Ancestors are always supporting you. The bones in your body, right? Strengthen you, protect you, stabilize you. And then receiving that venom tonight. Deep breath right there. Pick those barnacles off. I picked mine off. I'll pick your barnacles off. It's okay. You bring me your crusty crab heart and I'll pick it. Thank you, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm keeping you in my thoughts too tonight, because what's really beautiful is that you let me see you too. And I appreciate that. It's never really as beautiful if you just see someone, right? It's the exchange, letting me see you too, with your vulnerability and your fears and your tears and that shit that's barnacles stuck on your heart, right? You're human too. Crusty crab, ladies. Pick 'em and flick 'em, Julie. I like it. Guardians of the Four Gateways, thank you for attending us in circle tonight. Minoan priestesses of the snake pits, thank you for introducing us to the venom of the four directions. We thank you for this time in the temple. We release the guardians of all of the gateways from their service to the circle tonight. We surrender. We let come what must come. We let go what must go. And in the balance somewhere, we find our own truth, our own wisdom, our own alignment, right? That's right. It's so good. I'm just watching you as I'm grateful tonight. I'm really grateful to you tonight. And so as we release the energy of the circle, letting everything move through, I'm going to take my serpentine. And this is going to be an important stone for me, because I feel like the next time my heart hurts this way, I will. Could you do me a favor? Would you do me a favor? I've never asked this before. You know, I always blow my breath across the stones. It's kind of a shamanic tradition because that's the life force. Would you do me a favor and blow your breath across it for me? I'm going to hold it up. Would you do that for me? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's good, isn't it? Did you blow on it? Thank you. I really appreciate it. I will keep this piece as a treasure, truly. Well, that's okay, Cindy, and we love you, and we've been holding your health in our hands too, sending you love and sweet wishes. So whatever breath you could muster right there, I received it, and I sure appreciate it, and I can feel it. The stone is warmer actually now than it was even a minute ago. I love that so much. Thanks for blowing me tonight. I really needed that laugh. I needed that laugh so effing bad right now. Amenaho, and on we go. We keep going because that's what life is all about. Life is about this. So thank you. Thank you for all the weird hashtags. Thank you for the love. Thank you for, we have a lot of inside jokes as a result of tonight. So I think that's a really nice reward for this challenging experience that we moved through together. You sure did. And I really appreciate it. So good, you guys. Manaho, and so we blow. We're never going to live it down. I love you guys, and I appreciate you on every level. I truly do. Thank you for being in my life, and thank you for letting me be in your life too. When you have a day where you can't get your shit together, I will show up for you, and I will blow you, and I will remind you that you are loved. I will do that for you when you need me too. Aho. All right, everybody, sleep well. Sweet dreams. Know that you're loved. Take your stone or whatever stone you're working with tonight to sleep with you. Be a nice source of comfort for all of us. And again, thank you. Thank you for letting me take this extra time tonight and just kind of be with what was. It was really healing for me and really special for me too as an experience. There are not a lot of places, especially when you think about it in online, like virtual communities, where you can really show up as who you truly are. And so that's a huge gift, and I'm really grateful for it. All right. Yep. I'm going to go cuddle my babies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of that snake skin. Okay. I know somebody here gets one of them. I'm doing 2 cuffs for you. And so I'm going to take a picture of the snake skin tomorrow, which is Wednesday. And I'm going to do the giveaway in the group. And so you can comment there. But I promise you one of you is going to win one of them because I know it goes to one of you. I don't know exactly who it is. I just know it's somebody who is here live tonight. So just know that I see you. And we will do the full thing tomorrow. I'll announce both the winners at the end of the day tomorrow. So come into Sabbatical, I would say early-ish. Maybe around 9, 10 in the morning. I'll post the picture, start the giveaway, and I'll announce the winner at the end of the day tomorrow around 6 p.m. Does that sound good? So just make sure you're in the Sabbatical group sometime tomorrow between 10 a.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we will announce both of the winners then. Does that sound good? And I can't wait for you to see Nicole's magic. When it comes to leather cuffs and things like that, I truly think there's a couple people I love. And if you want, I'll tell you all of the artists that I love to work with for things like that. But she's one of the most magical. I think you'll enjoy her too. And she's going to be super excited to know that she's crafting for you. I've told her what she's doing. I haven't told her for whom yet. So she's going to lose her mind when she finds out that she's making snake medicine for you. All right, you guys, I'm going to go home and get some rest. I love you. I'll see you very soon. Thank you for showing up tonight. I really appreciate you, and I see you. I see all the way into you. And thank you for seeing me too and letting me be real with you. It means the world to me. I'll see you soon.